Hey everyone, I'm Matt.
And I'm Emily.
We're bringing together a new YouTube channel to help y'all out with some gun reviews, range time, competition shooting, and some overall tips and tricks. Firearm safety is always the top priority anytime you're handling a gun, so we wanted to start off by bringing you a gun safety video showing you how to properly handle firearms.
Hope y'all enjoy. Anytime you're around firearms, safety is the #1 priority. The #1 rule for gun safety is to treat every gun as if it were loaded.
That's right. Anytime you're approaching a firearm, whether it's a handgun, a pistol, or a rifle, you always want to do a proper safety check. For a semi-auto pistol like this, the correct procedure you're going to do is drop the magazine out and verify that the magazine is itself empty, and then just do a quick safety check, rack the slide back, check the chamber visually, and make sure there's nothing actually in the chamber of the gun. So this is a safe gun. You're going to want to do that I do that all the time when I'm shooting, when the guns are just sitting here. As soon as I take my hands off of it, you want to pretend like it's loaded. You want to have the respect for the gun like that. Even you go to a gun shop, anything like that, you're going to see the guys behind the counter pick up the gun, do a quick safety check, and then they're going to hand it to you. Even still, it's still your responsibility to drop that magazine out and safety check and make sure that gun is itself safe. It's not his responsibility, it's yours. So always make sure that you have a safe firearm.
Okay. Rule #2, never let the muzzle cover anything you are not willing to destroy.
That kind of goes along with #1, always treat every gun as if it's loaded. Rule #2 goes hand in hand. You always want a safety check, but never let the muzzle cover anything you're not willing to destroy. It's especially dangerous with handguns just because the radius of the barrel is shorter. It's a lot harder to swing a rifle around. It's very easy, and I've seen it multiple times when you're out on the range and somebody new and inexperienced is out with you, and they're turn around to talk to their buddy, but instead of keeping the gun right here pointed down range in a safe direction, they come around like this. It's really easy to do. The gun's it follows your line of sight. So it's really something that you have to be conscious and aware of. Never want to cross any of yourself or any of another person. The same thing goes, like I was talking about in the gun shop earlier. You walk into a gun shop, somebody's going to give you a gun. Don't turn around, and then grab that gun, and then you want to look down the sights, and then look right at them, and kind of that's just bad etiquette. That just pisses me off. And even still, people will grab it and like turn and look at you. They're just pointing it around the store, pointing at things. Never point the muzzle anywhere that you are not willing to destroy. Grab it. If you really want to look down the sides, look up, look down, point it to the floor, point at the ceiling. Don't point it around the shop. Don't point it at anything you are not willing to destroy. Keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction.
Rule #3, keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot.
Yep, that's a big thing. Again, it takes mental discipline to willingly do that. It's very easy to grab a gun and your finger just instinctively wants to go in there, but you don't. Keep your finger rested on the side of the trigger guard, on the side of the frame, until you're ready to shoot. I've done a fair bit of competition shooting with some Steel Challenge, with IDPA, with IPSC, USPSA. That is your main rule. Well, not the main rule, but one of the main rules is keep your finger out of the trigger guard. There's a lot of movement going around when you're running from course to course. What happens if you got your finger stuck in the trigger guard like this, and then you're running to targets, you trip, you fall, finger goes in, and then you squeeze the trigger as you're going down. You accidentally discharge into the ground, hopefully. Not into somebody else. To avoid that, always keep your finger outside the trigger guard. Anytime you pick up a gun, you can always tell somebody who is used to shooting firearms or who's experienced when they pick up the gun, that's where their finger is every single time. It's stuck there right on the outside of that finger guard. They're always safety checking the weapon, not pointing at anything, and their finger is outside of the trigger guard. So always keep your finger outside of the trigger guard until you're ready to shoot. Once you are on target, then your finger can creep in onto the trigger and pull the trigger. But until then, your finger is right here on the outside.
Rule #4, be sure of your target and what is beyond it.
Yeah, anytime you're going out shooting, make sure you've got a safe backstop to shoot into. Most ranges use a pile of dirt, a berm of dirt, or some sand, anything that can stop a bullet. Even just a small 22 round can go a couple miles and still be lethal. And some of your higher velocity rifle rounds, carrying 180 grain, 300 Win Mag at 3,200 feet per second. That's a big bullet going really fast, really far. It's got a lot of energy that has to be able to be stopped. You don't want to just shoot randomly into the air, so you always want to be sure of your target. What's beyond it? These bullets don't just hit something and just stop right there. Many times they're going to go right through your target, so you want to make sure you have a good backstop. And there's no people, no houses, or subdivisions, major highways behind you, stuff like that. You always want to know your target, how each bullet is going to react to that target, whether it's going to go through, whether there's a chance for ricochet, if you need to use frangible ammo or not, and you need to know what's going to happen. Even beyond that, if you miss your target, where's your bullet going to go? You need to be aware of what's going to happen anytime you're out shooting. All right, basically all of the rules we've gotten you so far is just basic common sense. The most important thing to remember when handling a firearm is just don't be stupid. Firearms have to be treated with respect. They are a very powerful tool, but can be very dangerous if mistreated. And everything kind of goes hand in hand together. Every safety kind of covers each other, themselves. If you treat every gun as if it's loaded, you're not going to sweep it across somebody, by mistake. You're going to pretend like the gun is always loaded, and so you're not going to point it at somebody. And again, if you pretend like the gun is loaded, you're not going to put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot that gun. You're always going to know what it is. So even if you forget one on accident, if you accidentally sweep it across, if you sweep it across somebody on accident, your finger's still off the trigger guard, it's everything kind of backs itself up. So that's the biggest part, is just don't be stupid about it. Follow the rules. Always wear eye protection and ear protection. It can do permanent damage. Every once in a while you can get shrapnel coming back at you. Always have your eyes on. If something malfunctions in the gun, you get blowback from one of the shells, some of the powder, always have your eye protection on. Always have your hearing protection on. You don't want to damage your ears. Always make sure your barrel is clear before you fire it. If you've got any obstruction in the barrel, any dirt or anything like that, it can cause excess pressures and have your barrel blow up, even. Always use the correct ammunition for your gun. This is a 9mm. You don't want to use a 380, even though it's the same diameter bullet. You don't want to use a 380 auto or a 9x19 Makarov or a 9x18 Makarov or a 38 Super. It's all basically the same diameter bullet, but the case is different. The pressures are different. Don't use something that is not meant for your gun. This is a 9mm 9x19. Only use that ammo. This is only a 22 long rifle. This shoots the 22 long. This is the gun that I shoot for steel competition. You don't don't put 22 shorts in it. It only takes the 22 long. So don't experiment with your ammo. Shoot factory loads, stuff like that. Don't be stupid. That's really the biggest thing that we can say, is just don't be stupid. Treat every firearm with respect.
Exactly.
This is the Walker Armory bringing you a video on gun safety. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Stay safe. See you next time.
Awesome. You ready?
Ready.
Properly handle firearms. Hey everyone. Are you ready? You gotta speak out more. Speak out. Speak out.
I'm Emily!
We're handling a gun. So we always really? That was the one time I messed up. I was shaking my leg again.
Stop it!
I could feel it. So nervous.
Treat every gun as if it were loaded.
Treat every gun as if it were loaded.
Every gun!
These are all loaded.
These all loaded.
They're not really, but they are.
Alright. Rule number 2.
Rule number 2.
Number 2. Rule number 2.
Rule number 2.
Number 3 rule.
Number 3. Rule number 3.
Rule number 3. Rule number 3. Keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. Rule number 4. Be sure of your target and what is beyond it.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Alright. Rule number 4. I don't remember. Okay. Rule number... Rule number 4.
Well, okay.
I had it that time.
I doubt that.
Okay. Rule number 4. Be sure no.
Yeah, anytime you're going out shooting, you always want to make sure you have a good backstop. I don't know what you're laughing at.
Nothing. Rule number 4.
Always be sure to target and what lies beyond. To infinity and beyond. Okay. Sand or dirt, or I don't really know what else you shoot at. Just dirt.
Not people.
Not well, unless they're bad people. You can shoot at bad people.
Shoot bad
But
people.
make sure there's no good people behind them.
Don't shoot babies.
Yeah. Don't shoot. Never shoot babies. Babies are nice. Don't shoot babies.
Or puppies.
What if it's rabbit puppy?
No.
Don't shoot puppies.
Zombie puppies, yes. This went downhill.
Rule number 4.
Okay. Rule number...
You always keep your finger off the trigger and come on! So this is the Walker gun safety. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Stay safe and see you next time. I wanted to say have a nice day. Alright.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Okay.
That's good enough, right?
Yeah.
And don't shoot puppies.
Don't shoot puppies
Or
or babies.